Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another comic book review. And today we're going to take a look at Before Watchmen, Nite Owl #1, written by J. Michael Straczynski and drawn by Andy and Joe Kubert. And this really interests me. I'm not the hugest fan of Watchmen. I've never read any of the Before Watchmens. I do have this reprint of a new version of Watchmen by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, the hardcover copy. And I've read that before. I've watched the movie a bunch of times. But I've never read like the Before Watchmen books. I understand there's quite a bit of them. Let me just show you in the back here. I think it shows you have the Minutemen, Silk Spectre, Comedian, Nite Owl. I think they did some for Rorschach. They did some for Ozymandias. Really all the main characters. They did like a 5 or 6 issue miniseries for each of the other characters, showing the events prior to the original Watchmen book. But anyway, let's take a look at this here. This is sort of the origins of Nightwing, and it shows the young boy, young Night. I call him Nightwing, Nite Owl. Excuse me. He's there with his dysfunctional family of the father just constantly yelling at the wife, and he's being talked down to the son, and just wants to go up in his room, where he idolizes the hero of Nite Owl, and the father is saying, "Oh, son, you gotta get a job," and the kid just wants to be a superhero. And then it shows the original Nite Owl fighting crime and saving the day. Everyone's cheering him on, and the artwork's really terrific. Just taking in the whole cityscape there, and so on and so forth. And the young boy's just following after his hero and finds his way to, I guess, the Nite Owl cave. Then he leaves a note, and he says to meet him at Lincoln Park at 4 o'clock. He meets him there, and he's proposing that, he wants to be the sidekick. And then he comes home and sees his abusive father just beating on his mother. And he's like, "Get on upstairs." And then the wife is just defenseless and says to her son to go upstairs as well. And he's up there and he's just, disappointed in what's going on with his life and his home life. And he goes back home, and the mother says, "You should go inside. It's cold. Oh, and at some point, you should call the hospital. Looks like your father had a heart attack. I'd do it myself, but for some reason, I just can't remember the phone number." And then they just sit there. Father died, and both really don't care. And you see at the funeral, the mother spits on him, and it shows you the trauma. All these heroes seem to have a really troubled home life, or something happens in their life that brings them to want to become a hero. And so he's recruited by Nite Owl to train and become the sidekick and working tirelessly. But he sees on the news that says the Nite Owl is retired, and then he goes down to the Nite Owl cave and is like, "Well, were you going to tell me?" And he's like, "Well, I didn't have the heart to it, but after seeing the way you're training, no one better than you." So Nite Owl is, in the ship, and comes in there, saves the day, starts fighting crime, and he meets Rorschach. And Rorschach is saying, "You have eyes in the back of your head? I didn't think so, but I got eyes in the back of my head. We could be partners." So they end up being partners, saving kids from burning buildings. And then they make their way, if you remember from the novel and the movies and stuff, 1966. And they meet Silk Spectre, looking mighty fine, let me tell you. And meet all the heroes, the Dr. Manhattan, Captain Metropolis, Ozymandias, the Comedian, and they meet them all. They're all getting teamed up and paired, and the Comedian's bitching like, "Crime Busters? That's a bunch of bullshit, calling us the Crime Busters." And the Comedian just burns down the whole meeting as they're leaving, What's this one? This is Silk Spectre by Darwin Cook and Amanda Connor. So then it just ends there. That's the end there. That signifies like their meeting and how the Watchmen team started. And this is a little preview for the Before Watchmen Ozymandias #1. Oh, wow. This is when The Dark Knight Rises came out. This is what they want you to watch for Dark Knight Rises. Let's see. Batman Year One, okay. Dark Knight Returns, Dark Victory, Long Halloween, and then Nightfall, obviously, because it's all Bane. But this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed looking at this. I'm going to reread this Watchmen at some point. I guess it's a lot to get to, and the subject matter's not like easy, like superhero crime fighting. There's a lot of different political undertones in it, and it's a a bit of a difficult read, but it's a good read. So I might check that out some more. And if you want to recommend any other of the before Watchmen titles, let me know. I've looked and there's a big omnibus for like $70. I don't know if I want to invest that much, but if there's like separate ones just for Nite Owl, I might check that one out, or Rorschach. Leave me some suggestions in the comments down below. But anyway, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment down below what you thought. Stay tuned for some more comic book reviews coming soon. And everyone have a great day.